Alright, so I am here along with the lovely Laura.
Hi.
Randy Orton.
Oh my god, no, let's not. No, we're not.
We'll talk about Randy.
I don't want to give that impression.
You don't want to have it set up that you were just a fawning Randy Orton fangirl?
Yeah, let's not do that. Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
So, we've got a couple things to talk about. First, we're going to do I said NFL draft almost. That is also
that would have been interesting.
That is also going on. I can rant about that some other time. We're gonna do the WWE draft. It started Monday on Raw, and one quick thing. Forgive me if you see my eyes darting off to the side. We're recording this on my laptop's webcam. The laptop which has the busted screen. So I'm looking off to the side here because I got my TV is a monitor now, so if you see me darting off to the side, I'm just checking out the monitor because I can't look dead on to the computer to see what's going on.
He just wants to look at himself. Don't even listen.
Yeah, that's a side point.
Yeah, maybe.
You know me. I just oh my.
Sassy bitch, I guess.
All right. So anyway, we're gonna talk about the WWE draft, which started on Monday on Raw.
Yay!
And if you don't know anything how the draft works, basically they have a match, and then when you win, you get draft picks, and then the computer randomly picks people from the other show because this is hardcore wrestling. Yeah. Basically, it's just what they do every year to kind of shake things up a bit. I think this draft is kind of an interesting one because...
Yeah, definitely.
Well, because of some of the moves we saw, and also the timing of it is very interesting.
Yeah, a little off. It's in between a lot of these big feuds that should get more time, frankly, but we'll see if they actually get more time after the draft.
Yeah, we'll see. I think it's pretty safe to say they rushed this forward a bit.
Well,
I heard...
With the Edge retiring.
Yeah, Edge retiring being the big thing because when Edge retired, kind of left this big void on SmackDown. And I'm pretty sure they weren't planning on doing this until June or something like that.
Not.
So and they rushed it to the week before a pay-per-view of all things. It's,
yeah, a little odd.
Very odd. So I can kind of tell that this is not what they were originally planning, but we'll see how it goes. So let's start talking about the draft a bit. So the first pick... On Raw, we had 8 picks, and the very first pick of the night was John Cena to SmackDown.
Let me tell you guys, I was high-fiving everyone because I don't really watch SmackDown too often. So I was like, yeah! Cena's gone! Woo! What a swerve! You were so shocked.
I was shocked because
You were making picks beforehand.
Yeah, I made my picks before the draft started. I'm like, oh yeah, because I remember some of my picks I was talking about, like, oh, Randy Orton, SmackDown.
That makes sense.
The Miz, I think he's going to SmackDown.
That would have been great.
And
yeah.
Del Rio's going to go to Raw. I was making all these picks, and
they seemed pretty safe too. They seemed like they were destined to happen.
I made the safe picks.
Yeah.
And then I remember I don't think I said it directly, but in the back of my mind, the one thing I knew that was not going to happen was that John Cena was going to SmackDown. I said, oh, he's staying on Raw for sure.
There was in the back of my head, I thought, oh, it could happen. It'd be awesome if it did. Thus the high fives. But
and thus it did happen.
Yeah.
We'll get to that a bit later, but that was a big swerve. I was taken back.
Ooh, I was excited.
None of us.
It was a good start. Yeah, it was a good start.
It got the night started well.
Yeah, I agree.
So then after that, next pick. The Cena pick was won in a 20-man inter-promotional brand battle royal that was won between the Big Show and Kofi Kingston won that.
Oh yeah.
The last two for Raw were Mason Ryan and Evan Bourne.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I don't remember much from this match, probably because of that.
Actually, Evan Bourne and Kofi Kingston had some really good work.
No, they did. They had some great moves. They're just, they never utilized them on the show, so it was unexpected, I guess.
I liked I liked how Kofi and Evan worked together. Hopefully, we'll see more of that in the future.
Possible, very possible. Hey.
All right. So the next pick was it was a Divas match. It was Eve Torres versus Layla with Michelle McCool at ringside. And as is kind of expected with the way Laycool has been going, of course, Lay lost. And she and Michelle McCool got into it. And pretty much this was the, I guess this would be the official ending of Laycool.
Catfight! Oh no!
And I actually like this. They took some bumps, too.
Oh, yeah. They're definitely harsh with each other. Probably because they know each other so well, they're able to take those hits.
Oh,
but it's better diva wrestling than I've seen in a long time. That's for sure. I'm excited for this.
Oh, yeah. They were taking big bumps. You had Layla took some smashed into the wall. Michelle McCool went over the announcer's table.
Oh, yeah.
I was digging this. So with that match, what you ended up seeing was Raw got the draft pick, which was Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
I don't really have a strong feeling about Rey Mysterio going to Raw.
I never have. I think he might just get buried under Cena and some other lesser known names.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I think Rey's going to come in. He'll probably get a little push, but I think he's kind of going to... He'll take a step back, because when he was on SmackDown, he held the title this past year. He was kind of the main event consistently. I don't think he's going to be doing that on Raw.
I'm trying to figure out who he'd be able to feud with, because he's already feuded with Del Rio, and I don't see him and Miz working well together.
Yeah.
They had one match, and I was horrified by it. Miz just didn't know how to work with his style, so they'd have a lot of in-ring work to do if they ever wanted to pull that off.
The only person I could really see Mysterio feuding with would be to do a continuation of his feud with CM Punk that he had going last year.
Okay. See, I wasn't aware of that one.
Yeah, they had a series of matches. That's when Punk shaved his head.
Because
he lost.
Right.
It was a hair versus mask match.
Okay.
I think, or it was
one of those gimmick.
One of those
matches.
hair versus mask, or hair versus getting Rey Mysterio to take the Straight Edge Society pledge. Some kind of gimmick match like that. I mean, I don't think there's much I can do with Rey Mysterio at this point.
Yeah, he's always had his kind of gimmick thing.
Yeah, he's a popular face. He's like he's the third most popular face in the company, behind Cena and Orton.
Yeah, that's true.
But and he sells the second most merch behind Cena. So
I don't understand why, but I'm not gonna go
masks.
there.
The kids love
it. I'm not gonna fight it. It's not really my thing, but I do admit he'll sell, and that's good, I guess.
Kids like the mask. Yeah, Sin Cara mask that's already been showing up lately.
Well, Sin Cara is infinitely more interesting to me than Rey. For some reason, I don't know, but
we'll talk a bit more about Sin Cara later.
Yeah.
All right. So the next match was I believe this was Kofi Kingston versus. Oh, I can't remember.
Sheamus? I can't remember.
I think it was, Kofi Kingston versus Sheamus. And Kingston won, which actually I was kind of surprised. Kingston he won the Battle Royal, and he won a match for a draft pick, so.
Yeah, I almost completely forgot about that match. It must not have been too long, but it
was a quick match.
It was a heavy-hitting match.
Yeah, they were quick matches, but they were pretty solid matches, I'll give them. And that pick for SmackDown ended up being Randy Orton.
Oh my gosh, I wasn't surprised by this at all.
I don't think anyone's really surprised. I think a lot of us were expecting Orton to come over to SmackDown.
That's true.
The Cena pick earlier kind of threw me off.
Yeah, I was very confused because they have their two biggest faces moving over to SmackDown. And I'm like, well, they're just pretty much switching Raw with SmackDown rosters, but I didn't know what was coming next, so I couldn't really guess.
It was interesting to see Orton go, and it was expected and a bit surprising, given what was going on at the time. But I think Orton's going to be a good fit on SmackDown. We just watched this week's SmackDown.
Yeah, he was welcomed very nicely.
Orton was very welcome on SmackDown, and he kind of had a bit of a pop in his step.
Yeah, he had more swagger than normal. He did a decent promo until he was interrupted.
He was interrupted by some other draftees.
Maybe they knew they couldn't hold their luck on that one. They're like, oh gosh, it's Orton on the mic. We better send out some
SmackDown is the taped show, so they can always kind of give we need another take on the Orton promo.
That's true. He did have a little more swagger, though. Maybe the facial hair is just working for him. It's definitely working for me. Yay!
Try and deny the fact that you're an Orton fan, girl.
I'm trying. No. Stop. Moving on.
You're blushing.
Okay, moving on.
All right. So then, I can't remember what was the match after that. It was a SmackDown win. I should have taken notes on what this was.
You can't rely on me.
I can't rely on. I can't rely on you for anything.
Oh no! I only carried you guys through the whole WrestleMania, but you know.
Yeah. Shows how much prep work we do for this.
Yeah, there was some kind of match.
There was a match.
Was it JR? JR and Michael?
Oh yeah, there was a JR Michael Cole match in there, which ended up
was...
having absolutely no draft picks involved, and thus was a complete waste of our time.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was really stupid.
The only thing that made it worthwhile was the fact that Michael Cole got busted open.
Yeah, and JR had blood all over his knuckles, so that was pretty exciting. And we did get a new stipulation for their match. It's going to be, a
country whipping match.
Woo, whatever that means.
We'll talk about that
like a strap match.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in our Extreme Rules preview and predictions, which we'll be doing after this. So the match for SmackDown was Randy Orton beating someone on Raw.
Ziggler.
It was Randy Orton versus Dolph Ziggler. Yes.
He had his new hair. Ziggler had his new hair.
Ziggler,
he's looking good.
The short hair Ziggler. Mm-hmm. I'm definitely digging it.
Yeah, I take it more seriously now, honestly.
So anyway, it's a pretty quick match, but it was a hard-hitting match. Mm-hmm. And 2 draft picks went to SmackDown for that. And they were Mark Henry and Sin Cara.
No one cares about it.
Mark Henry... He's big. He's
like every other big guy on wrestling shows.
Pretty much. He's just big.
Throws you around. Yeah, his show of strength. He's not the best on the mic, but he'll just manhandle everyone and then lose in the end of the match.
He's a good monster character. Yeah. And Sin Cara, this is actually the one I kind of want to talk a little bit about.
Okay.
Sin Cara, I can see a couple reasons why they moved him to SmackDown.
Okay.
First of all, they did not want him and Rey Mysterio on the same show.
Yeah, that's the obvious one. No 2 high flyers.
Yeah, I don't want both of the masked guys on one show.
Exactly.
And the other reason why is SmackDown is the tape show.
Yeah.
And from what we've seen of Sin Cara, he's very talented, but he's still learning how to wrestle the American style. And he has the high-risk entrance. So with Sin Cara, one of the things I think they kind of accepted is that botches are inevitable with him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And if they put him on SmackDown, they can kind of edit around that a bit.
They can glorify him a little bit more.
They can kind of edit around a couple of his botches that might happen, because he has a very high-impact, high-risk moveset.
Yeah, he did look nice tonight on SmackDown.
Oh, he looked very nice on SmackDown.
Maybe it's working.
It might be working. I like Sin Cara a lot.
Yeah, I was talking to Cal about him earlier. There's not a lot of high flyers, and people that do high flying moves, they seem a little heavier when they do those moves. So I was surprised to see some of his, high flying cross bodies. It looks like he's floating, which is really impressive. So I'm interested to see what he has to show us, I guess.
Yeah, he's just so light, so well balanced. He's just really impressive to watch, and I think he's going to benefit from being on SmackDown.
Yeah, I'm impressed. They just got to get him with the right people. They have to have the right kind of matches. Equal, I guess, weight classes would be preferred. But...
Need the right person for him to work with. All right, well, we're going to stop here for the moment, since we're going to try to keep each of these segments under 15 minutes, because that's what YouTube likes. We're at 14 minutes right now. We just done 6 picks.
Oops. There you go.
Yeah, because we're on webcam. It's flipped.
We've
been watching the Zack Ryder YouTube series.
I've been converted.
She's come to the dark side of being a diehard fan for the...
I used to think he was just a douche canoe, but now he's
an entertaining douche canoe.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, we'll be back in a minute to talk about the rest of the picks made on Raw, as well as the supplemental draft. So we'll be back in a moment.